Hey guys, me again. And you guys are sitting on a mug today, so we'll see how well you balance. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. It might happen. We'll see if it does. I got a new purse today. Very functional. I feel very functional. I'm not girly with my purses, but this was like a snazzy purse, and it smells nice. I got it to play this closet, which is where I buy all my stuff. Because I've got this, I don't know if I told you guys, I've got this thing where I don't buy new stuff anymore. I've been doing it for over, like, I did it like last, New Year's before last, was sort of a resolution I made to myself, and I've been sticking with it. Aside from like certain things like socks, you know, and underbridges and what have you that you kind of have to buy new. But everything else, you know, furniture, clothes, purses, stuff for the car, all kinds of stuff I pretty much buy used. And this is a fossil bag, so I feel like quite the fashionista. It's already weighs like a ton, and I even cleared out half the crap I had in my other purse. But yeah, I was going to talk about food again because I was watching a couple of videos and was feeling a bit inspired. I hope you guys aren't really sick of hearing about this. I get really excited about it. I'm really interested in nutrition. I just find the way the human body works just fascinating. And that's the dryer in the background. I'm realizing how loud it is. It's really loud. But I've been asked a bit by other people, like my family and stuff, because they think the way I eat is weird. And they don't really understand a whole lot of it. And I believe it's the macrobiotic principle. It's something I heard about a long time ago. Something Julie Minky talks about. And like I did the raw food cleanse. Most of you guys know that already. But it's a principle that they use as food combining. And food combining is eating things in the order that it is digested. Eating things in a way that is the best absorbed by the body, so that your digestive system works the most efficiently and effectively. And so you get more nutrients, you're healthier, and you feel better. It also causes the least amount of stress on the body and effort, energy, that could be used to do other things. That was a really long explanation for that. So I'll give you an example. We'll go with the standard classic American dinner. Out to dinner. We're going to pick your favorite steakhouse, whichever one it may be. Most of the time you go out to eat and it's, we'll say you go to a steakhouse and they're going to try to do well. They're going to try to eat well this night. Usually the first thing they bring you out is a basket of bread. Well, so you just have a piece of bread. Piece or two, because it smells really good, and you know you have to have a piece or two, and it's free, so you have to have some of the bread out of the bowl, right? Well, bread that more likely than not, hi, I'm back. More likely than not, it's going to be refined, processed white flour, enriched, bleached white flour, more likely than not. But the main deal is bread is primarily comprised of gluten. It's very glutinous. And wheat is an allergen as well, but glutinous products, they are kind of do what they say, what it sounds like they do. They act like glue in the body. So if you eat a glutinous thing at the beginning of a meal, what it's going to do is once it hits your digestive system, it's going to stick to the walls of your guts, basically, to not put that delicately at all. It's going to stick to the walls and the lining of your intestines. It's going to make it difficult for things to be absorbed, and it's also going to make anything else you eat after that stick to it. Now in the standard American diet fashion, we're going to have a salad next. They bring you your salad and you think, oh, I'm going to have this salad and salad is good for me, so I'm going to eat it all. Well, salad is all your fresh vegetables, right? Most of the time it's going to be iceberg lettuce, but, you know, let's say it's even this wild green salad, something really delicious and nutritious, right? Well, those greens are very fibrous, and they take a good anywhere between 2 and 3 hours to digest, and you just had bread. So all that fibrous material is going to take even longer to sweet clean your intestines, right? That's why it's very important to eat fiber. But since that glutinous stuff is there, it's going to make those nutrients more difficult for your body to absorb. And it's going to take a really long time. Like I said, between 2 to 3 hours for your body to fully digest that and eliminate it from your body. Then you get your main course. And you say, I'm not going to go for the huge steak. I'm going to get like the 6 ounce. I'm going to get 6 ounce, medium rare, high quality beef Let's say it's even grass-fed, you know, whatever. And you're going to have the baked potato over the creamy mashed potatoes. We're going to say you're in the South, and you're going to have bacony green beans because they're delicious. And, you know, there's vegetables in there, so you figure that's a good idea. Well, meat is another one. It takes a long time to digest. It's going to take that 2 hours. But it can stay in your digestive system for upwards of 2 weeks if you don't have a clean digestive tract. And you've also eaten all of that fiber right before it with the salad. So that's gonna, so now you got the gluey bread, which is stuck to the lining of your intestines, right? And then you put salad on there, which is really difficult to digest. Your digestive system's gonna have to work really hard. And now you just put meat and starchy potatoes on top of it, which is gonna digest faster. That's gonna take, you know, between an hour and 2 hours to digest. But you put it on top of something that's gonna take 2 to 3 hours to digest. Well, for dessert, you realize, oh my gosh, I've eaten a whole lot. So I'm going to have a fresh, delicious cup of fruit for dessert. And that's going to be low calorie, it's going to be all natural sugars, and it's good for me, it's going to be fantastic, and it's fat-free. You know, it sounds great, and that's what a lot of diets tell you to do. They say, you know what, get your sweet craving taken care of with nice fresh fruit, because it's got fiber in it, and it's got all natural sugars, so it's not going to give you that crazy dips like refined sugars are going to give you, and that's true. But fresh fruit, you know, let's say it's apples and grapes and, you know, whatever, what have yous they have that day. That stuff takes about 20 to 30 minutes to digest throughout your system. Okay, so we've got gluten-y bread, and then we have salad, which takes 2 to 3 hours to digest. Then you've got your meat and potatoes on top of that, which takes, you know, 2 hours to digest. And then you've got fruit, which takes about 20 to 30 minutes on the top. Now, let's also say you've taken your time to chew all your food really well, because you're trying to be careful about how you eat, and you're wanting to digest it well, so you've taken a good 40 minutes. Well, it also takes your body about 20 minutes to register that it's full, so you've been eating for a whole extra 20 minutes, so you gotta remember that as well. So inside your stomach is overfull. It's probably got twice its capacity to digest at this point. And while it's working on that salad and everything, that fruit has been broken down for 20 to 30 minutes. I mean, after that 20 to 30 minute time. So for that other, you know, let's say it's going to take 3 hours, and it broke down after 20 minutes, you've got a good 2.5 hours that it's just got to sit there and wait for everything else to get digested before it can move its way through your system. You know, it's not all hollow in here. You know, it has very tiny space that it can go through. I mean, you got to think of the size of your esophagus and the size of your intestines. I mean, like, you're smelling, there's miles of it that has to go through, quite literally. So, if you'd have eaten the fruit first, skipped the bread altogether, eating your meat and potatoes, and then eating your salad, eating the salad last would have pushed everything else through, swept your intestines clean, and you would have been able to absorb the nutrients from that fresh fruit really readily. So the things that digest the fastest, you want to eat first, and the things that digest the slowest, you want to eat last. Like your really fibrous stuff, you want to eat last, and your really fast, like quick energy stuff like fruit, you want to eat first. That way your body absorbs all the nutrition, it gets that sugar in your system, and it's able to be eliminated without any discomfort. Because what's also going to happen is once that fruit, this is getting really long, once that fruit starts to be digested, it starts to break down. Whenever things break down, they start breaking down, they start releasing gases. And I've heard so many people say, oh, I can't have fruit, oh, I ate too much fruit. Well, in actuality, they probably just ate their fruit in the wrong order, because that fruit started emitting gases right after they had that meal, and so you started feeling bloated and icky and swollen, and your gut started to hurt, because all of that salad that you ate is just blocking all of this other stuff that's fermenting, and your body's having to work really hard because you had that gluey bread and stuff, and all that other food that you ate is sticking to it, and it's having to work really hard, so you're exhausted. So what do you have to do? One, your insides start to expand, and so what happens? You know, people, they pop the belt, you know, the belt comes off, the button opens up, you know, and then that's not enough. because it's still expanding, because that 3 hours you haven't eliminated anything yet, and so it's all still in your insides, expanding, putting off, releasing gases, and so then you have to go take a nap. Well, then you wake up from the nap, and you still feel terrible, and you're burpy, and gassy, and smelly, and, you know, and you just think, and I've heard so many people say, oh, I can't have lettuce, it makes me burp. It's like, yes, you can't have delicious, fibrous, nutrient-filled vegetable because it makes you, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. But the things that were really making you gassy was the meats, the starches, the gluten, and eating things, and the main thing was just eating everything in the wrong order so that it wasn't digested easily. How long-winded was that? Really long-winded? Am I making sense? That's the example that makes sense. It's sort of like a layered effect. Did I use a good example? I hope I did. There's another thing I could talk about too that I thought was funny. Like, I was watching some raw food recipes and somebody was like interviewing and they were acting like the ingredients they were using was crazy. I was like, you know, I used to bake and I used to make cookies, and the cookies I used to make had like twice as many ingredients as they were using. And I just thought that was really funny. I was like, they're just using different ingredients and it's taking them less time and it's a lot easier than what I used to do. What we, you know, do to our regular diets is pretty crazy compared to the raw food stuff. But anyway, that's what I was thinking, and I hope that explains a little bit of why I eat things in certain orders now, and I feel better because you know, I don't have all that pressure on my insides. I guess that makes sense. I hope that's helpful to somebody. I love you guys. I got a new purse. This is a really long thing, so I'm gonna go. I hope that wasn't too gross and raw for you guys.